Hi, welcome to my channel. Very excited that you're here today. We have a really good video in line for today. Today's video is going to be how to figure out your personal style. This is coming from the perspective of things that I have learned as I have defined my own personal style. And I'm just sharing with you some of I think the bigger points that you need to consider when you are trying to develop or find what your personal style is. Make sure to stay to the end because that's where the best point is. That's really where you're going to get, I think, the most value. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is to consider your lifestyle. When it comes to your personal style, yes, you do need to let your own personality shine through, but you have to take into consideration what your lifestyle is. If you are a stay-at-home mom or retired, you obviously will not need a closet filled with career clothes. We spend a majority of our time at our job, and so you want to be sure that your closet, your wardrobe is geared to your occupation. The general rule of thumb is you want 70% of your wardrobe to be for your work clothes and then 30% to be for life outside of work. You want to be sure that you are making certain that when you're at work, you look polished, even if you are working in a very casual work environment. If you're something like a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're retired and you don't need a robust work wardrobe, in that case, then you might want things that are a bit more casual. You may still want to have a blazer or two in your wardrobe because that always makes you look really polished and pulled together no matter what you're wearing. You don't need a closet filled with blazers and pencil skirts and suit pants and things like that. So consider your lifestyle so that you can be the most comfortable. In being most comfortable, you're going to really be more stylish and you're going to really look confident and pulled together. Let go of the concept of size. A size, like age, is just a number. It doesn't really mean anything. If anything, it is more a guideline as to, where you should kind of start looking for clothes. But sizing is not standardized, and so they're going to be different across the board. And if you get caught up on, I wear a 12, and if I have to go into something bigger, your life just crumbles around you. That's not a way to live. Understand that your measurements are actually more important because that will help you in shopping when you look at the size charts. And even then, sometimes those size charts are off. Knowing your measurements is a better guide, but fit really is what you're looking for. So if you have to go up a size or two in something, don't worry about it. What looks good on you is what matters. Always, always, always know that fit is king. It is everything. And then dress around that. The next point that I want to make is probably one of the toughest points that you would have to get through, and that is to learn to look at yourself objectively in the mirror. It takes a little bit of time to absorb this one and work through this one, and I know this because when I work with clients, one of the first bit of advice that I give them is to get themselves a full-length mirror so that they can get used to seeing themselves. But I think you should take it even beyond that. Look at yourself objectively. The best way I think to do that is to take mirror selfies. Take pictures of yourself in the mirror wearing your outfit so that you can get an idea of what your body looks like today, and you can look at it from outside of yourself. Because what ends up happening in a lot of cases, and this happened to me as well, you end up with a little bit of body dysmorphia. And what I mean by body dysmorphia is you have a certain image of what you look like in your mind and it doesn't align with what the reality is. And I had that. I really did, and it took me doing fashion on YouTube to overcome that dysmorphia, and doing fashion on YouTube means that I have to look at myself in full length on camera all the way around. And I take a lot of mirror selfies. So I am very, very familiar with what my body looks like. And it was a little bit of shock to the system when I first had to do that because I was not in alignment with what my body truly looked like. I had a full length mirror. I would look at myself, to check my outfit before I walked out the door, every day going into work. But I never looked at myself from the outside, meaning looking at it from the perspective of a camera. And it was looking at it that way that really rattled me. But then I came to a realization that the camera is actually reflecting what others see. What I was telling myself, that I just wasn't attractive, I was too heavy, clothes didn't look good on me, all of these really mean things that I was saying to myself, I realized that I shouldn't be mortified by what I saw in the camera because that's what everyone else sees. And I needed to stop the negative self-talk because that was me being really cruel to myself. And I got over it, but it doesn't happen overnight. I don't want you to think that it's an easy snap your fingers and you're done. It takes time. It takes a lot of time for you to kind of absorb it, digest it, get used to it, and understand that you are beautiful no matter what your body looks like. And you need to tell yourself that every day. Taking that objective look at yourself is really helpful in understanding what your body looks like and how clothes look on your body. And it will help you to understand what your personal style is because you'll start to see what you like and you don't like. And as long as you're not mean to yourself, be kind to yourself, show grace to yourself. But objectively look at it and say, does that really flatter me? No, yes, and you start to kind of develop your own ideas of what your personal style is. What that ends up leading to is my next point, and that is to connect with yourself on a deeper level. And again, this is not an overnight formula. It will take you some time to figure this out. I had to do a really big sit down and a big think, on why am I so horrified by what I see in pictures and on camera? And again, I had that realization that this is what everybody sees. Everyone sees the same thing that I'm seeing, but nobody judges me more harshly than I am judging myself. And why am I doing that? You can journal if that's your style of working through this. I would suggest doing that because it's very helpful to get your thoughts on paper and get them out of your head. Ponder it, think about it and consider, why am I being so mean to myself? I am beautiful no matter what. And even if you don't believe it, if you tell yourself that, you will come to believe it. That's definitely something that you're going to have to chip away at that. I guess this is a great opportunity actually for me to introduce myself. My name is Auralia. I am a personal stylist, and the content that I provide here on YouTube is all around style and fashion for the plus size woman, more specifically the petite plus woman. Being 5 feet tall myself, I fully understand the trials and tribulations of what it is to be petite and plus size. My goal here on my channel is to help you to navigate those challenges. I post 3 times a week on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my content. And so from the perspective of a personal stylist, when I talk to clients, one of the things to get over is that connection with yourself, because how you dress is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you're not happy with your appearance, then you're not going to exude that sense of confidence. And sometimes you might need an outside objective opinion. In that case, I would say that is when you might want to consider hiring a personal stylist. You might need to have that objective third-party opinion that will look at you with an objective eye and help you to understand what's most flattering on you and what's not. That's what we do. That's how we help women achieve their best selves through style. I am currently accepting clients, so if you'd like to consult with me, then I will leave my website link down below. Just consider hiring a professional to come in and help you figure out what works for you, what doesn't. It shouldn't be a painful process. It's always a very enlightening process. So you're going to experience some introspection, but it's always very healthy for you to do that. That way you can get the help that you need if you can't do it on your own. When you are connecting with yourself on that deeper level, be honest with yourself. The questions that you should be asking yourself is, why am I dressing in this way? Do I want to hide? Am I trying to be invisible? Why don't I want to stand out? How do I want to live my life? Ask yourself those questions, journal on them, ponder them, and really connect with yourself on that deeper level to understand why you are motivated to dress the way that you are, why you are holding on to things maybe that you need to let go of. Just there's a whole lot of stuff that's going to come up when you do this. But again, understand it's not an overnight process. It will take you a little bit of time. So give yourself that time and give yourself some grace and work through it. You'll come out on the other side feeling much, much better about yourself, and you'll be a lot clearer on what you might want to do next, which should be to understand your inspiration. You'll find on all style channels and in blogs, everybody says to define your personal style, go to Pinterest, just have an inspiration board, just throw anything that inspires you in there. Whether that be, a celebrity, an outfit, a color, a colorway, a location. I mean, all of these things, right, that you can throw into your inspiration board that will help you to define what your personal style is. And that's all good and well. Yes, go do that, because you will have all of that information. You need to understand, though, where your inspirations are coming from or why you are inspired by these things. You'll see patterns emerging in your inspiration boards. You'll see patterns where color is concerned, textures, silhouettes, things like that. You'll start to see similarities emerging out of all of that. And you should understand why. What is it about this that I really, really love? You start to develop some ideas as to what your personal style might be when you look and pull all of this stuff together and start asking those questions. The next point I want to make is to understand that your personal style will change. It is an ever-evolving thing. The journey never ends. You're always going to evolve, and your style will change, your preferences will change, your lifestyle might change, meaning that you've changed jobs, or you have left your job to be a stay-at-home mom, or you have retired from your job. You no longer need that 70% of occupation wardrobe. You might even change locations. You might have gone from the city into the country, and your style is going to reflect your new life. And so it is an ever evolving thing. Don't feel like you have to be tied into a body type or personality type box. You're going to change. Case in point, even just less than a year ago, I was really, really into feminine and romantic style. But lately, I have found that my personal style is changing. I am starting to embrace more of a classic feminine style. I love structured blazers, and I'm having a love affair with black. Even though I'm not wearing black today, I love black. I love wearing black. I think black is so striking. I'm fine with the fact that it is evolving, because I understand that it's never going to be static. It's always going to change. Understand that, accept it, embrace it, and allow yourself the opportunity to ebb and flow into other styles, because honestly, at the end of the day, fashion and style are supposed to be fun, and they're supposed to be a direct reflection of who you are at that time. So, because your personal style is always changing, my next point is to constantly curate your wardrobe. Don't do a closet clear out once every few years. I would suggest that you do a closet clear out at the least quarterly. Every season, take out all of the things that no longer serve you, that no longer attract you. And when you do that, though, ask yourself some questions like, why did I buy this? Why is this no longer appealing to me? Because it will help you to understand what to do next. I have gotten into a cadence of curating my closet seasonally. I find that it is very, very helpful. And I feel so much better for it, because what it does is it takes out all of that mental clutter, and it opens up the opportunity to bring in other things that will serve me better. And honestly, it will also help to allow other things to come into my life in general. So always be curating your closet, because your personal style will be evolving. Learn how to shop. Now, I have to start this point with the disclaimer that my life is content creation around fashion and style, plus I am a personal stylist. So clothes are my life. And I have got more clothes than the average woman should have. But again, it's just because I am always bringing things to you guys here on the channel. And, I am a personal stylist, so I'm always trying things, trying new brands, things like that, so that I know what kind of recommendations to make. I love clothes and I'm fine with having a lot of clothes, but really, the average woman shouldn't have as many clothes as I have. You really can get away with having a much smaller wardrobe than what I have. That way you won't have a lot of overwhelm when it comes to getting dressed. Learning how to shop is critical as part of figuring out your personal style. So what I mean by learning how to shop is, one, don't shop impulsively. Again, I know you guys are bombarded here on YouTube with constant sales and new stuff, all of the new things that are coming in from all of these different retailers. I know that you guys are bombarded with that, but try to avoid impulse shopping. We bring you a volume of content because we are casting a very wide net. The reason that we do it is so that you can pick and choose what works for you. Be selective. Don't shop impulsively. Shop for as high quality as you can afford, especially when it comes to shopping for your basics and your fundamental pieces. Those pieces are the cornerstones of your wardrobe, and you want them to be as high quality as possible because you want to hang on to them for as long as you possibly can. They're going to serve you well for many, many years when you get something of high quality. If you do happen to shop impulsively, though, to kind of give yourself a little bit of leeway to back out of something that could potentially be a mistake, is don't take the tags off when you get your new garment. Let it sit for a week or two in your wardrobe. Take a look at it, try and figure out how it can incorporate into your wardrobe, because you should be always following the rule of three when you shop, meaning that you should be able to wear the garment in more than one way, and you shouldn't have to buy other garments to make it work. It should incorporate seamlessly into your wardrobe. By following the rule of three, making sure that it works into your wardrobe well, when you get it, let it sit for a little bit, start, for a few days at least, maybe a week, and then start playing around with it, but play with it with the tags. Do not take the tags off until you have decided that, yes, this is going to work for me in my closet because I was able to create all of these outfits with it. Then you can take the tags off. If you find that you can't really work with it, or you're not interested in even trying to work with it, then that's a clear marker that it's not the best thing for you, that maybe this was a little bit of an impulse buy and maybe it needs to go back, and save yourself the money that you otherwise would have wasted because it's sitting there in your closet with tags on. Know the rules, but also know when to break them. Now, this is coming from a place of knowing that as a petite, I should avoid certain things because they're only going to make me look shorter. The thing about it is that I really love certain silhouettes. I really love certain things, and I really don't care what the rules are where that is concerned, because loving it trumps the rule. But you want to be sure that you are taking it into context of the situation. So if you wore your nightclub dress to the office, you know the rules, but you're breaking them. Well, you have to take that situational context into account. You don't want to wear that nightclub dress to the office because the situation doesn't call for it. When I say know the rules but know when to break them, I'm talking about those, it's like when you're a petite, you should wear skirts that are slightly above the knee, avoid skirts that hit you at the knee. All of these things that people are throwing at you as fashion rules or fashion guidelines, whatever you want to call them. If you really like a certain silhouette, or if you like a certain hemline, or whatever the case may be, that's what matters the most, honestly. This actually leads me to my next point, which is don't listen to the opinion of others when it comes to your personal style. A lot of people will share their opinions unsolicited. Here on YouTube, it happens to me all the time. I get the unsolicited fashion advice. I receive the feedback. I accept that you have given me feedback, but I'm going to do what I want to do anyway because it's my personal style. And that's the kind of stance that I'm talking about. You may get, opinions or criticisms from people around you. When people give you their opinion without you asking for it, that doesn't mean that you need to listen to it. If you change and you try and do things that don't align with who you are as a person and what your personal style is, you're not going to be comfortable. It's going to affect your confidence level. The last bonus point that I have for you, I think that this is probably the best one, and what everything that I have told you so far actually leads to, is that confidence is at the core of personal style. You can't have good personal style if you are not confident in who you are. You really, really have to understand yourself. You have to understand your likes and dislikes. When you are confident in your personal style, it will completely change your life. It has changed my life. I used to have a lot of mental clutter in my mind, always the voice talking to me about how I don't look good, or I shouldn't wear that, or that color is bad, and all of this and that, right? Since finding my personal style, that has all gone away. And what I have found and what I have shared with some of my clients is when you know your personal style, it really frees up a lot of headspace for other things that you would rather focus on. You no longer have that voice in the back of your head talking at you, taking up energy. You can open up your mind for better energy to flow to you and through you. So confidence is everything when it comes to personal style. And if you follow all of these steps and take the time to sit back and make sure that you are building a wardrobe that serves you, who you are, and what you do the best, then you are going to be able to live your life filled with confidence, grace, and style, because you are going to be so thrilled with getting dressed. I love getting dressed now because I've got this wardrobe and I get to pick and choose what I want to wear and feel good in it. And that feeling good is quite addictive, I will say. It is quite nice to be comfortable in your own skin and to know that what you are wearing, you look fantastic in. It may not follow all of the rules, but who cares? You feel 100% beautiful and confident in who you are, and you're gonna go out and you're gonna rule the world. If you found this video helpful in any way, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I would truly appreciate it. It really helps to push my video out into the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to comment down below, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. I will leave you with a couple of videos here that I think that you will enjoy. Thank you as always for spending a few minutes of your day with me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to live your life filled with confidence, grace, and style. I will see you in my next upload. Bye.